loud music and shouting are coming from the basement. It's 1997, my second year of college. But it's not a party. I'm in my parents' house in the DC suburbs. I'm alone, in my bedroom. I'm singing and dancing and shouting while listening to religious revival music, a live recording of the Stoneleigh International Bible Week Conference that year in Britain. My chest grows warm with emotion. My eyes are closed in prayer. The feelings of euphoria are elusive, but I hunt them like a hound. They're like a holy drug. But I remind myself that even if I don't feel like worshiping God, I should anyway. That's why I'm up at this ungodly hour making such a ruckus that a friend of my brother's who's spending the night is awakened by the noise. He opens his eyes and wonders what the hell is going on. This is the time. This is the place. We're living in a season of amazing grace. That's how I feel, that something special is happening around me and has happened to me. The song proclaims that I and other Christians are at the precipice of some great moment in which we will change the world. I sing my readiness to do whatever God commands. I never could have imagined those words in the way I read them now, after what I've seen during the past 2 decades. Certainty, disguised as faith, it turns out, can take people to some bizarre places. What is it? That spark that makes our lives worth living. Amid the exhaustion and the boredom, the frustration and sadness, the grief and heartbreak, there is something that keeps us going. It's a small and quiet sound. I often hear it or feel it in the early morning hours, but then it appears in the midst of a lazy summer afternoon, or in an autumn sunset, or in the car on a bleak midwinter Monday morning when I've just dropped the kids off at school and life feels pointless. It's a sensation in the chest sometimes, a faint burning or warm feeling. Other times it's just a serenity. And sometimes it's a small whisper. It's too quiet for me to make out any words, but that doesn't matter. I listen attentively. This is an elusive thing. It runs away the moment I try to put it into words. Sometimes I sit down and try anyway. Unless I attempt this right away, the spark is too ineffable to capture later. The feeling I get from this small flame is that there is a point and a purpose to all this, to my life, to what is happening around me in this big, tragic, beautiful world. It's the voice of God. I was trained to hear it when I was a child, and this was a great gift. All my life, I have been a Mirkstappa, or a border stalker. Mirkstappa is an Old English word used in Beowulf. Painter and author Makoto Fujimura used this term, and his modern translation of border stalker, to describe those who are uncomfortable in homogeneous groups, and yet are still present in them. And thus, they live on the edge of their groups, going in and out of them. That's how I existed during my upbringing in a conservative church. I never felt entirely comfortable there. I walked into church one day, and a young woman about my age said, "Where's your smile, John?" I wanted to scream. I hated the constant pressure to look happy. My childhood was dominated by talk of demons and angels, speaking in tongues, the return of Jesus, and the end of the world. I was the son of a pastor and the oldest of 7 kids. My father led protests outside abortion clinics. I was ambivalent about church until I turned 20, when I became a radical and was put on the fast track to becoming a pastor. But I could not bear the uniformity of thought in that world. I needed to escape the psychological and emotional distress of trying to meet the exacting standards of our church. This is not a tale of growing up amid corrupt charlatans who use the name of God to amass riches. The leaders in my world were true believers, whose intensity of belief blinded them to their errors. It's the same road I'm still prone to go down, even now, in the way I critique the evangelicalism I have left behind. That world held me tight for many years, and my separation has been a long process. My voyage out into the broader world, this place I had been told was evil and dangerous, came largely via the tradecraft of journalism. I remain a border stalker who is not fully at home inside the church, but neither am I all that comfortable inside the tribe of journalists.